Florida's recent curriculum changes are stirring up a lot of outrage as it relates to the guidelines on teaching about slavery.
And now we are hearing from one of the African-American authors of the new curriculum. Local 10's Glenna Milberg is live with what she's learned. Glenna.
Hearing firsthand from this scholar who has a very different perspective than that of this outrage that we've been hearing from people who really fear that this curriculum is softening what is an American atrocity.
I say leave nothing out within the realm of human capacities.
Leaving nothing out, says Dr. William Allen, is including a full, detailed story of the African-American experience in Florida curriculum. The former chair of the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights volunteered to be part of the work group of 13 that wrote it for the State Department of Education.
We need to tell people stories the way they told their stories, not to fit our expectations.
The national outrage exploded mostly over a benchmark included in a lesson about the kinds of labor enslaved people were forced into. That, quote, slaves developed skills from which they could personally benefit. A state education director found himself explaining that to teachers this week.
The story of a resilient people who responded to their oppressors in an adaptive manner.
Dr. Allen insists the history of enslaved people as an American atrocity is also one comprised of varied and complex accounts.
The stories of the people who lived through the history. They have a right to tell their story in their own words. And what we have provided for is the telling of those stories as they themselves told it.
We asked why Florida's anti-communism education might not also teach how Fidel Castro provided Cubans free education and medical care.
I can only answer for that to which I contributed.
Dr. Allen, about those words, personal benefit, that have become so problematic, why doesn't the department just change the wording and make it what it really means? What he says is the words personal benefit apply to the skills, talking about the skills and not talking at all about the actual experience of slavery, in his words. I'm Glenna Milberg, live in Miami today, Local 10 News.